Welcome back, and in the previous video I said that a WordPress template file is one that tells WordPress what content to display, how to display that content, and where to display that content. Now it is very important to understand that we have different kinds of template files. We have the template files that WordPress recognizes automatically based on the name. An example being the 404.php. Once you have the 404.php template file in your theme folder, WordPress automatically knows that yes, this is the template file I have to use to display the contents for any 404 page. And the reason why WordPress knows that is because of the name of the file. It says 404.php. If I changed 404 to, let's say, 405 or 404x.php, WordPress is not going to recognize that template file. Likewise with archive.php, comments.php, footer.php, all these are the template files that WordPress would recognize automatically. If I came in here right now and created a new file named spiderman.php, WordPress is not going to know what spiderman.php is used for. That becomes a custom template file. Okay, now while you're likely to find many of these default template files in most WordPress themes, custom template files, on the other hand, tend to be unique to that particular theme. So don't be surprised if you opened up the 2017 theme folder, and you saw certain files that you don't see in any other WordPress theme out there. That could be a custom template file that is unique to the 2017 theme. And of course, I'm going to show you how to create your very own custom template files as we progress. But what I want to do right now is to show you some examples of these core template files that you're likely to find in the very vast majority of WordPress themes out there. And the very first one would be the header.php. Let's open this up. Now, this is the header for our theme. You can see right now that this is the template file WordPress would use to display the contents of the top section of our website. So typically, things like the logo, the main menu, if you have any social media icons on the top right-hand corner, it is usually the header.php that will display such content. Now, let's take a look. If I decided to type in some text in here, you can see right now I'm typing just below the head tag. If I said this is our header, full stop, let me save this. Now let's go back to our theme. Let's refresh. Now you can see at the very top right here, it says this is our header. So right now I have just proven to you that indeed WordPress is using header.php to display the contents of the header section of our site. So you can go ahead, test this, type out some text. You can even decide to type out the text just below, down here at the very bottom, just after site content. You can type that in here as well. Just paste that. This is our header. Let's save that. Let's go back in here. Let's refresh the page. And where is it? Now you can see that it shows up right here. This is our header. So we now know that the header.php controls all the content from my blog right here down to where we have this is our header. Other template files will now take control and continue to display contents for the post, as you can see right here, and even contents for our sidebar down in here as well. So header.php is a very common WordPress template file. It is a template file you would find in just about every single kind of WordPress theme. Another thing that's very special about the header.php is that it is a template file that is very often called in just about every single other template file out there that displays some kind of content. What do I mean? Take, for example, we have the page.php. Now, this is the template for displaying all pages. So whenever you create a new page, whether it's the about page, the contact page, and so on and so forth, WordPress would use this particular template file to display contents for that page. However, take a look at this line right here. It says get header. What this means is that right here, WordPress is going to call the contents of the header.php. There is a reason why whenever you visit any page on any website, you're more than likely to see the logo on every single page. You will see the main menu on every single page, and that is because the header.php is constantly called in every single page and every single post because of this simple line of get header. So template files like the header.php, the footer.php right here, which is the one that controls contents at the bottom of a site, these two are very often called in just about every single template file out there. Keep in mind, very, very important, keep in mind that one template file can have other template files inside of it. A classic example again is the page.php. This is the template file for displaying content for all pages. In here right now, we have 3 additional template files. We have the header right here that's been called, okay? We have the get sidebar, which is actually used to retrieve the contents of our sidebar. And we have the get footer, which is used to retrieve the contents of our footer.php. So keep in mind that there are certain template files that have other template files inside of them. So going back, the header.php, footer.php, these are the 2 template files that you will very likely find in just about every single page out there, or even every single post out there. There are other major core WordPress template files, such as the archive.php. This is, of course, the template file for displaying contents of your archives. We have also the sidebar.php, which will display contents that you have in your sidebar, mostly, of course, your widgets. We have the single.php. This is the one for displaying all single posts. Okay, so just to give you a very, very quick example, if I came in here right now and I typed in, let's say this is a post, okay, let's save this. Let's quickly go back to our back end right here. Let's see if we have any posts. Okay, I do have a post that was created by default. Let's view the post. Now you can see right here, it says this is a post because WordPress right now is using the single.php to display contents for this particular post, and we typed in here, this is a post. But also notice that we have, this is our header, and that is because right here, where you have get_header, WordPress is calling the contents of our header.php, and in the header.php we have, where do we have it? Let's scroll all the way down here. We have, oh, we actually, okay, yeah, this is right here. This is our header. This is where it's calling that line of text. So if I now deleted this, let's save. Let's go back in here and refresh the page. Now you can see we no longer have this is our header. We only have this is a post. So these are just some examples of the core template files that make up any WordPress theme. Header.php, footer.php, archive.php, single.php, page.php. These are the core template files. However, before I go, I want to talk about the most important WordPress template file of all, and that is the index.php. This is the mother of all template files, and the reason why this template file is so important is because this is the default template file WordPress would use to display content whenever there isn't a more specific template out there. What am I talking about? We know that page.php is the template for displaying what? Content for our pages. But we also know that single.php is the template file for displaying contents for our posts. The difference, we have a template file for pages, we have one for the posts. However, if we didn't have single.php to display contents for our posts, if we didn't have page.php to display contents for our pages, WordPress automatically will fall back to using the index index.php. So index.php is like the last stand. It is the last option. It is the backup option, just in case there isn't a more specific template file out there for displaying content. So we'll talk a lot about the index.php as we progress, but for now, know that we have different kinds of template files. We have the core ones, but we also have the index.php, which is the default template file for displaying contents for WordPress whenever there isn't a more specific template file out there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next class.